Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Jaylee's Corner. I am, of course, Jaylee, and this is my review for the premiere episode of Being Mary Jane. I believe this is season 4, but I know it's episode 1. So, yes, this is my review. It is currently almost 1:30 in the morning, so I am up reviewing. It's going to be a busy week. So, first things first, as always, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It does not cost you anything. It just lets you know when I have new content on my channel, and that's basically it. So, please subscribe. You can also please like my videos if you like them. And even if you don't like them, just hit the little like button. Thank you. And also share my videos. There's also a comment section at the bottom of the screen. You can always scroll down or put in any comments that you like, but please be respectful. So Being Mary Jane. I mean, it was a good episode or whatnot. I'm not going scene by scene. I'm gonna go based off what I remember and a little bit of what is on my notes. So we do see the scene starting off with someone having sex, and then come to find out it is Mary Jane and Lee. I didn't know who it was going to be because, as we know, at the end of the last season, Mary Jane slept with Justin, Michael Ealy's character. So I was like, well, dang, is she having sex with him at the studio still? Like, are they sneaking off in alleyways and in cars having sex? Like, where's this sex scene going down at? And then once we figure out, well, no, she's actually at her apartment. That she has an apartment now. And her and her and Lee are having sex like on a pallet on the floor. First of all, y'all too old to not be having sex in the bed, or at least on the couch. At least, like, I mean, whatever. But yeah, we hear her like just tell him like, harder. Man, in layman's terms, that means you ain't hitting it right. And she was fantasizing about Justin, and she kept saying harder, but you kept seeing her having flashes of her and Justin having sex. Typically, if you and your girlfriend always had sex and she don't be saying harder, and she just all of a sudden want it harder, she probably fucking a producer. Just saying, that's a possibility. But anywho, her and Lee are trying to be together. Lee does reference like, okay, when we gonna have sex in the bed, because this is her new apartment. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna get it figured out. The designer just gave me so many options. I haven't really got my bed together, and I guess that's the reason why they're having sex on the floor. But still, I mean, y'all too old to be having sex like that. I mean, go get a hotel room or go have sex at his apartment. Whatever. So we do see that this episode picks up roughly 2 months after she's taken over the anchor chair at Great Day USA. We also see that Kara is still with the baseball player guy. We did see in the end of the last season that she did go to him when she was fired. So it's cool that they're a couple. I like them as a couple. I'm happy that they kept him on, this season and everything. And she now has a boo. But we also find out that she's in arbitration for her being fired from the show. And so she's dealing with that kind of stuff, just trying to get her money up. What else did they do? So they do go to they show them at the office and everything, and Mary Jane is in the anchor chair trying to do a story, and her and Justin both kind of get distracted when someone asks them, have they ever seen anything else interesting come across that desk? And we know they got it popping on that desk. So they both had this. She had a moment where she froze and her face was like, and she looked uncomfortable. And then Justin froze and he didn't give her a response or something to say back. So their boss is like, why y'all both freezing? What's up with that or whatnot? And he's like, oh, it won't happen again. Sorry, I got my fan on, so my hair blowing. So, they both realize that they are not focused. And so Justin does suggest that they go to dinner to get drinks later so they can just have a conversation about some things. And they have that part. So the next thing is like Lee and Mary Jane, kissing and stuff, and Lee trying to get it popping with his girlfriend, and then he like, you know what? Well, let's just have sex on the bed. And he jumps on the bed that they haven't laid in yet, and she freaks out like, get up, get up, and then she just says, I had sex with Justin. Just out the blue. He's like, wait, what? And she's like, did I say that out loud? Because you know how you do stuff and you say it in your head. Like you admit to what you did in your head, but you don't say it out loud. So she had to ask herself, did I say that out loud? And he's like, yes, you did. So she admits to Lee that she slept with Justin. It was just one time. It wasn't like a whole big affair thing. But she also admits that she likes him. And there's something there. He then, insinuates, is that why we haven't had sex in the bed? Because you're waiting to have sex with him in this damn bed. And of course he's pissed off because as he also says, my last girlfriend cheated on me. So for you to do this is crazy and horrible. He asked her, like, do you love him? And she hesitates. When you hesitate, that means I might not love him, but I'm in lust with him and I think I like him enough to be in love with him. And that's basically what she paused and insinuated. So, he gets up and he's trying to leave out. And he says, I've seen people say some hurtful things at the end. When somebody hurts you, so you say something to them that's going to hit them deep in their core. Yeah, let me say, yeah, I'm trying to, I mean, people are like, oh, shit, her boobs was out. But yeah, he said to her, the only good, I'll be back on my things later, tomorrow. He then says, the one good thing is that we didn't have a child because you would make a horrible mother. I was like, oh, that hurt me, and I don't even want no kids. I mean, when he said it, and he said it so close to her, he didn't say it from a distance. He didn't say it even in an angry voice. He said it in a nice, touching, I want you to know you would make a horrible mother. Bruh. I mean, that, and her face looked crushed. Because, I mean, if you out here cheating, and you knew his ex cheated, and you told him how broken you were from things you went through, of course he's just saying it because he's hurt. But still, I mean, that hurt me, and I was like, damn, bruh, that's how you feel? So, yeah. We do see Mary Jane trying to call someone about her and Lee breaking up. She can't call Kara because, Kara hates Justin. She calls her mom. And she's talking to her mom, and her mom was like, oh, yeah, we was up at the other estate. You and Lee can get married there. And she's like, Mom, we can't get married there. And she basically breaks it down to her mom that they broke up. Now, she kind of admitted that she cheated. She said some other things. But some kind of way, the mute button got hit. So her mama didn't hear her saying that. When she took her mother off mute, she just said, well, yeah, we broke up. I don't want to talk about it right now. I'll talk to you later. So that was the whole scene, but it's like, yeah. They also, the rest of it was kind of a blur a little bit, or not too important in my personal opinion. They did have the scene where they're at the office and they want to bring Rhonda back, who was fired as well last season, to clear the air, and they're trying to get their ratings up. So they're like, if she comes here, that'll be ratings gold or whatnot. Mary Jane is against it, so is Justin, but it's going to be done because that's what the owners of the network want them to do. When they go and they have their conversation, Mary Jane and Justin, and, there's just chemistry between them two, and they're a little bit flirty and everything, and she tells him, I broke up with Lee, and he's like, why did you do that? I didn't tell you to do that. And then she's like, well, I'm not imagining what's going on between us. And he's like, well, I have a girlfriend. I'm not going to implode my life based on a whim. You shouldn't either. And she, of course, her whole world crumbles because she blew up her spot. She blew up her whole world because she had this attraction to Justin, and she felt like he had the same thing, because they had this unspoken, just thing with each other. And, he kind of broke her thought process into what she thought was happening, because he like, no, we can't, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, damn, Justin, damn you, is how I felt, because I'm like, you just totally was kind of flirting with her, and then you tell her that one, you got a girlfriend, and two, you're not gonna break up your happy home because you and her had sex once and she need to let that go. Bitch, what? We fucked on the work desk, okay? And we've been flirting for 2 months, okay? Fuck you, Justin, and every green-eyed monster inside you is what I would have said, but sometimes that's how I am. But she walks away and she's like, okay, fine, I get it, whatever. Um, she go home and she cry and she's sad, of course, because she's pissed off, and she fell asleep on her bed with the plastic on there. So I'm like, she damn near tried to commit suicide, because if you go to sleep on a bed with a plastic mattress, you gonna fucking suffocate. So I'm like, was that a cry for help? I mean, was she so distraught about what he said that she forgot if you lay on plastic you could die? I mean, she almost died, you know. But luckily, she woke up the following morning at 3 a.m. when she gets up for work, and she dusted her shoulders off, and she's like, okay, it's time to move on with that, and I have to game on. She does go to work, and she basically has a conversation with Justin like, look, I'm gonna pitch stuff. I don't care how you think about it. I'm gonna be worried about my career. Basically, fuck you, I'm over it. And it's that whole conversation. So that was one part of it. They're trying to bring in they're trying to bring in someone to redo her image so that she can kind of be more likable, to get the ratings up. That's on like that part. I kind of was like, I don't really care. They made a suggestion that she is single, so she should date. People can be interested in her love life, and Justin is like, whatever. They suggest the producer or director guy who was doing a movie who was asking about her. So they try to set her up on a date. Justin tried to sabotage the date. Well, not sabotage the date, but she tells the guy that she's in a relationship, knowing that she's not. So, of course, he's being a hater. He's being a hater. So, her and the guy do have a good little date and whatnot. She invites him to have dinner at her place as a second date or whatnot. What else happened? I don't even think anything else happened, really. You know? Oh, Rhonda came in to do the little interview or whatever. Of course, it was banter between her and Mary Jane. Kara, for some reason, was there. When somebody get fired, are they allowed to come back to the office? I've been fired once or twice before. And, you don't really go back once you've been fired. I had a person, my manager was fired from where I am currently. A past supervisor was let go. And when she, kind of came back, it was a little bit weird for people, so they tried to like avoid it. I think it's one thing if you voluntarily leave and you come back to visit, but like if you are like asked to leave or laid off or let go and things like that, it's not too much. But yeah, I was like, what is Kara doing there? Like, how did she even get on the premises if she got fired and they're in arbitration litigation? That part confused me. But she was there when Rhonda was there, and they was just back and forth taking shots at each other. She was telling Mary Jane how, oh yeah, the ratings are down, or they're gonna try to redo your image. It's gonna be all about redoing you. Nothing about redoing Justin. Is gonna all kind of fall on your shoulders as if you might be the one that has something wrong with you. They're gonna try to fix you and not fix Justin. And that whole thing. She did her whole little interview. She did not throw anyone up under the bus, which is what Mary Jane thought she would do about coming on the show, but she did not. And I didn't really care about that much, honestly. Like, they could have kept that. I guess they're trying to close out that part of the story, but I was kind of, just over that a little bit. I was like, whatever. There was even a whole scene of, Kara having to hang out with the other wives of the other baseball players. I kind of, they don't like her, of course, because she calling them bimbos and idiots and how they're stupid and stuff like that. So I can understand if they don't like her, basically. But she meets with them to try to make them like her, and she takes their selfie. I was just like, what is the point? Whatever. I really just didn't. That could have been something for episode 2, not the season premiere. So we do find out that Kara's arbitration did not go as good because she went there dressed all nice and fancy. Of course, she was in a skybox with the other wives of the famous baseball players. Their thing is, you don't even really need this money, even though you might owe it to you. But you're okay financially. So sometimes that's something that can hold up you getting paid if they feel like you're not in dire need of it, especially if you're trying to make it out to seem like you're this single mother who the whole financial burden is on you. You can't come dressed in a Gucci suit with a Gucci bag or whatever she was dressed all fancy. You can't do that. You should think about that. So she did say that she's gonna just try to find herself another job, and her baseball boo was trying to convince her to still try to get her money from them to not let it go. Whatever. So Mary Jane is getting ready for her dinner date with the director who is coming to her house for dinner. And I'm just like, I hope she don't sleep with this man because she already slept with Lee and she already slept with Justin. So I don't want her to sleep with nobody else right now. But as she's cooking, someone knocked at the door, and who is it? It is Justin. And he's trying to talk to her. He admits that he lied. Well, not that he lied, but he doesn't have a girlfriend anymore. He also broke up with her, and that he kind of wants to be with her. He lets her know, I don't want anyone else but you. I can't be without you. Please. And then they start kissing. Hold up. When he was first talking, she was like, I have a date. I ain't trying to deal with you. Whatever. Bye. But when he, closed her door and was like, I need you. I can't stand for anybody else to be with you. Of course, her legs open and they end up sleeping together. But my thing is, if someone tells me, we only fuck once, you should get over it. Like, I'm not going to blow up my whole spot for you. We would not be smashing in a couple of days. No, sir. No, ma'am. Not at all. What you gonna do is you gonna work for this goddamn vagina. I mean, she gave it up too easy. All he said was, I want you, and I don't want nobody else to have you. You weren't saying that shit down at the bar when we was getting mojitos and Manhattans and shit at the bar. You was acting like you ain't want to be with me at all, and you don't know why I broke up with my boyfriend. But now all of a sudden, because you see me going on a date with someone else, now you want to be with me? Nah, bruh, that ain't how it worked. That would have been a whole nother scene. It would have had to been a whole new 2 episodes before he got some of my coochie. Mary Jane, stop giving that coochie y'all girlfriend. Don't do it. No. But, they had sex. It was a good sex scene, though. And they talk at the end, and they kind of want to be a couple. Last season, I kept on saying, I don't know if I'm here for them as a couple. This based on their history. This based on Mary Jane consistently being with people and then in some kind of way messing it up. So I'm wondering if this is their way of getting her with someone who's also messed up in some sort of way. I don't know. So I do want to see where this story goes, what all happens. But I mean, it was an okay season premiere. I just wish they would have left out the whole Kara and the wives thing. I was okay with even the arbitration part. I'm like the arbitration part, but I'm like, why that they talking about the baseball dude and the wife? I would have liked that for like episode 2, maybe even 3. There was a little part where our parents were talking when mom told dad that Mary Jane and Lee broke up. That she called Lee. Parents, when your parents get older, they do stuff like that. They call the people you with because they built a relationship with them, and they found out the dirt. So, Mama Mary Jane then called this man, and Lee then told Mama Mary Jane that she stepped out on him. And then Mama Mary Jane asked Papa Mary Jane, do you think, because of our past and what we went through, that it could have, that could be the reason why she's having issues as an adult? And he like, nah, she was too young. So clearly somebody cheated on somebody. And by the previews, I'm guessing the wife cheated on the husband, because we see him asking her in this later on in this season, did you go see your ex-lover? Did you know your ex-lover was in town? And just, I'm like, it's gonna be getting good, okay? But let me be clear. I'm not for old people kissing and getting hot and heavy. I don't want Mama Mary Jane, Papa Mary Jane, or Mama Mary Jane ex-lover getting it popping. Don't do it. Nope. They can hug. That's it. So that is my review for Being Mary Jane for the season premiere of this new season. I cannot remember what season this is. It is now 1:40 in the morning, so I have about another hour to get all of this uploaded and on YouTube. It probably won't be even available until sometime tomorrow, because YouTube sometimes takes forever to load. So thank you for tuning in. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Like the video, share the video, and make a comment if you want to. Until next time, people, I'm Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.